Oh man. So I'm gonna try to go through this where you see women going overseas and basically they're bringing their Americanized feminist mindset over to other countries because they think just because they can get 1,000 men in America or the UK or wherever country they from, that the men in these countries gonna bend to their will because they're American and they're somebody else. So let's see the things.
12 hours of uninterrupted pain relief. Aleve.
Oh, okay. Yes, it does.
We switched to Liberty Mutual and saved $652. All they've really done is just taken the coward's way out.
Bruh, taking the coward way out. At the end of the day, you are the one losing because for them, it's culturally accepted to have a mistress. So basically, if they already have something sounds kind of fishy.
If you don't want dessert, they aren't having dessert. If you don't want coffee, they aren't having coffee. They just want you to have a good time and they will bend over backwards to make it happen. Okay.
That to me sounds more like hospitality, you know, like when people come to your city, come to your town, when you have a guest, of course you're gonna go above and beyond to give them a good experience, you know, and then people overseas, they have a genuine desire for good relationships, for good friendships, for a good time, for good memories, for good experiences. So basically that guy is probably used to doing stuff like that, and then for her, it's like she's being given the world, but for that guy it's just something normal. So at the end of the day, also having a man going out of his way to give you the world and expecting nothing in return, something sounds kind of fishy out here. But yeah, she got a comment on her post. Somebody says, I lived in Italy for 3 years. Many don't wear deodorant, and husbands having a mistress is culturally accepted. Oh, see? The most important part out here is husband having a mistress is culturally accepted. So let's hear what she has to say about that.
First of all, Italian men smell so good. Like, what are they wearing? Oh my God, they smell.
Now, mind you, this woman would be not somebody who would be getting a lot of dates or any of that, right? So she goes to Italy and brags on other men treating her all this way and blah, blah, blah. But we don't hear the passport. We don't have the anti-passports about these women going overseas because they can't get women over. They can't get men over here. It's never the opposite that you see when they talk about men, right? They don't call them losers. They don't call them lames. They don't call them anything. They just let them do over there and do whatever they want. And then when it doesn't work out, they come back over here and pretend like they was loyal the whole time, right?
All good. Needless to say, I have not run into deodorant issues with Italian. On the whole mistress cheating thing, here's the thing. I don't stress about it, and here's why. I have always been very clear with any of my partners that if they cheat, it's over. I let them know in the beginning that I'm not moving past that violation of trust. So, by cheating, know that you are ending our relationship. And now that they know that, if they go out there and they opt to cheat, all they've really done is just taken the coward's way out.
Bruh, taking the coward way out.
So, and this is the shit that the women in the feminine mindset have to say. You can't get away with saying that kind of shit to men overseas. They don't take lightly to that kind of shit. But, you know, they think they can say this kind of stuff towards men. And that's the reason why a lot of different stuff start happening to women who travel abroad, because they think they can talk anyway to men in their own country. And it doesn't work out. There's a lot of situations that happen in Thailand where European women go missing, Australian women go missing because they come with a feminist mindset to a country where the men they don't play that. But hey.
At the end of the day, you are the one losing past the rounds.
judge anyone who goes back or who tolerates it or who, turns a blind eye to a mistress. We're all doing what we feel like we need to do to survive. But for me personally, it is the end. And I make that known in the beginning. It's basically like, look, I can't.
No discipline. Running through all the dicks in Europe.
I went to Italy and I dated, and it was a lot of fun. And then I came to Croatia and I took a break. And I've been happy taking that break. But y'all, Croatian men are so fine.
So, this is what the women do with their money that they steal from men. This is what the women do when they divorce men. They go around the world and involve sex tourism. Oh, but for some reason we don't talk about that. You think that these men are sleeping with some of these unattractive women for free? Now you insulting the men if you think that these men are sleeping with these women for free. I like there's videos out there of women offering to give green cards to guys so they can have their boy toy in the house. I have a video of Rico Strong comments and stuff saying that these women actually are paying him to sleep with him for a night. But they don't call the women tricks when they pay for sex for men. They sure don't do that, do they? But for some reason, sex tourism is only for the men, but not sex tourism for the women. The women are known to go to Jamaica or go to Croatia, go to all these different countries to sleep with men. But somehow it's bad when men do it. And then these are the same women who talk shit about black men. These are the same women. The white women talk about white men. Even the Asian women, they talk about their own. And we talking about the American ones.
So I have a date on Monday. Okay, thanks, bye.
Bro, this is a fucking pig. This woman right here, she's 39 years old. She has an 18-year-old child, but this is what she does. Going all around the world like that, collecting dicks. No discipline, no self-control. Can't make a right decision. Basically, if the war never existed, these women would never stop. They would never stop. They would never become serious. They would never mature. This is what they do. Oh my goodness, that's crazy, man.
And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I left the US because I got fed up with American men. And you...
Oh. Where is the anti-passport dudes making videos about women who said they don't like American men? Because you said that they don't make videos. Y'all said that they not making videos about men. But obviously on TikTok, they they feel comfortable enough to say this shit on TikTok. And they feel comfortable doing this on every platform. And y'all want to act like y'all don't see it. But when men do it, we somehow bad. And you want to throw laws at us. But the women get to go over there and pay for sex and do all this other stuff. And they mention it on there. You think that other races of men are sitting out there wanting to date these women like this? And these women are not giving these dudes money? Yeah, you got something mentally wrong or off about you if you really think that. These women are going from country to country to country to sleep with men because they can't hack it in America. But y'all want to sit here and talk about passport bros and say we're weirdos and we're this and we're that. But y'all don't have the same smoke for the women that do the same shit. This is why I say anybody who make those examples, they're working with women and they're on the side of women. If you say, oh, if you're a lame here, you're a lame here. Oh, wait. But she's a weirdo in America. But you ain't gonna say she's a weirdo over there?
Also know that I love Italian men.
Do you guys think she's just making this video because she's trying to get a reaction out of American men? Like, deep inside of her, she wishes
With me. Let me tell you, they definitely can help themselves when there's a man around. You don't become the world's best lovers without becoming experts at seduction.
guys, You just have to let them talk, and they're gonna reveal all the information. So basically, in that culture, for those guys, it's basically normal. Like, it's normal to be romantic, to act nice toward women.
So, and he about to say it, but so women go to cultures where they use seduction and doing all that other stuff, and then they try to say that these men are better than American men, but it's in their culture to do so. But when men go overseas and say women are seductive and stuff in their culture, they just say, oh, they're poor, they broke, they this and they that. Oh, you taking advantage. Why nobody is trying to tell us that these women are taking advantage of these men in their culture? These unattractive women going overseas, taking advantage of men that are in their own culture. But we don't hear the videos. We don't see them say they're sexual predators and anything else like that, because they're going over there for sex. They're not going over to sightsee. You don't go to 3-4 countries, the so-called sightsee. And where that money coming from? Oh, they coming from the fact that a lot of them are lying on guys, taking their money, doing all this other stuff, and they're traveling.
To be kind, to be traveling with her. Welcome back, folks. So now we.
And immediately he's like all over me. He's like, Emily, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. I'm just lapping it up because he was very good looking. Anyway, the conversation comes up. He's like, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, no, I'm single. Are you? We all know what he said. Yes, he said he was single. So I was like, all right, fair game. I've done my due diligence. Anyways, later on he tells me to come join them at the beach for a party. So we're having a few pre-drinks at the same place with my friends before we go. And when we decide to go...
And this is what I'm talking about. These women ruin America and try to keep men here. And they go overseas and do whatever they want so they can come back to America and pretend like they never did anything overseas. Then they show videos like this, but the super slides, the BMTs or whatever, whoever anti-passports are talking shit. They don't talk about these videos. And shout out to this channel. I'm gonna show his channel. He actually doing a research and showing these motherfuckers for what they are. For what they do. They been doing this shit. They go to Jamaica, cheating on their husbands and their boyfriends. You're talking shit about a group of men, single men, and you try to disparage our names, while most of y'all go overseas in a relationship with your boyfriend or in a marriage, and you cheat on your husbands. But you want to say that we're the wrong ones, and then you want to talk shit about black men not building, while you sit over there and do whatever you want.
Bear in mind, okay, we were a little bit late, but we went over and he was already kissing another girl. I was like, okay, never mind. So we left, and when we left, we bumped into none other than our Airbnb host. Bear in mind, this was a really small island, so like everyone knew everyone. And he'd already come up in conversation with the guy that he was working.
And I'm gonna take the video. I'm gonna stop the video real quick. Other countries and men, they have the same type of power that the women over here have. These women think that they can go to so-called poor countries because that's what they're doing. Some of these countries are considered poor, but they're not so-called third world. Italy is poor. Let's be real. It's poor. I had somebody tell me that they don't even have a lot of showers over there. And they don't have a lot of good electricity and stuff over there as well. They don't have good infrastructure. Italy is poor. So y'all go these women, that nobody never claimed that these women go to poor countries to go to poor men. But for some reason now you want to spotlight on us, because the fact is, and I said this before, if y'all really want to sit here and say that we sex tourism and all this other stuff, guess what? Somebody in the world are gonna make examples out of you women, and they're gonna point. And these are going to be the countries that have patriarchy, and they will point this shit out, and then they will start making laws. Like one country made a law. I forgot what it was. I forgot what country it made. They made a law where there ain't nobody gonna come over their country unless you marrying a woman there. They stopped that. They stopped all of that shit there. But wow.
At my accommodation as the gardener. So naturally, when I see my Airbnb host, I tell him about the situation, and he was like, Emily, you dodged a bullet there. He has a girlfriend. Shock, I mean, not really. But the icing on the cake was he goes, Emily, he has a girlfriend and he's been with 5 different women this week. Pretty sure it was like a Thursday. But the best part of all of this was the next day, I am in this little town. I don't know if I can call it a town. Tiny village.
Tiny village. No one makes a claim that these women are going overseas to poor men, dirty feet men. So they go to countries thinking they exotic and they different and they just get played. But for some reason you want to sit there and say y'all not doing we not doing this, y'all doing the same, but y'all want to sit here and say that y'all so better than us and y'all traveling overseas to see the sightseeing and stuff, and y'all not trying to take advantage of poor men or trying to take advantage of these men that don't have exotic women or none of this other stuff. Yeah, sure.
Friends going to the shop to just get some stuff. I'm waiting outside. Who comes past on their moped? You know who. Sees me and he's like, Emily, what's going on? Where did you go last night? I was like, honey, you were kissing another girl. I think you were preoccupied. And the man has the audacity to say to me, oh no, it's just a friend. I was like, you kiss all your friends like that? Anyway, then he tried to get my number, and that was that. This is so typical. Just these things only seem to happen in Italy, I swear to God. There was a man on a moped. Tell me these things don't only happen to me.
Damn, bruh. Damn. So basically, she was just a side chick in Italy. I'm telling you, man, if you're a guy in the UK, man, these chicks, they be going around the world, and then they're gonna come back home and act like nothing else ever happened. They're gonna rebrand themselves and act like some innocent little princesses, and then they're gonna be delusional, asking for the most when they have been all around the world and have tried all kind of tea, multiple sizes, different races of tea. So yeah, guys, so if he is going around the world, do not trust the news, but experiences with. So basically, she went back to Italy, or like was in a really girl that should know, really reckless.
It's a long-term relationship. And number 2 is the casual people that are just down for hookups or just like a summer thing or whatever.
Oh, the hookups and the casual things. But why not making videos? So y'all showing yourselves to be real racist and real fucked up, right? So you can talk shit about black men building, but you get to go sleep over and go in every other country you want to and pretend like you ain't getting touched or nobody's touching you, but then come back here talking about why you ain't built nothing. You go to poor countries with poor men and that, you don't tell them to build, but you try to tell us to build and do whatever you want. This is why it would never work.
Because we're a service company, the people make MHS left. We have to surround ourselves with really smart, capable people. They're customer oriented and they understand the MHS Lip way.
Pretty African traditions, those are so it's the same complex.
I want a black.
You can't make this stuff up.
Comes to dating.
Knows that Latina women like black men, and that black men are also attracted to Latina women and other ethnicities of women too. So easy. See, this is a Latina woman. She says that she wants a black man, she likes black men. Okay, let's keep going.
A delicious, dark, cool, funny, athletic, big man. I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to. I love black men. Black men will be it for me forever and a day.
See, this is a Latina.
And this is the thing, no matter how you trash us, and this is the real shit, no matter how you trashed us, and you saying that we don't build shit and this and that, there's a lot of women that are feeling pity on black men that, what the fuck? Why is everybody talking about this black man? They can't be really that bad. And then the men who travel, who ain't bad, they experience the black men. And then they see their family being racist. And then while their family is going through turmoils, getting beat up, or cheated on or whatever, and the girls end up taking the dude back. The girl, the Dominican chick who dated the black guy, she's still with him. He treating her right, and he's taking care of the kids, and he's not beating on her. He's not doing anything. The secret is almost out, and they don't like that their agenda and black women, the tools of white men, black women, and all these other people are now trying their best to try to make sure that we're the worst people, and everybody is now looking like, no, that's not it. I told you the turn of events where the percentage of Asian women who like black dudes is increasing. Even that hateful ass female who was talking shit about black men, she was sitting there trying to show her body off, because when white men don't want her no more, she'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. She even tried to cop a plea and say, oh no, I didn't mean it like that, blah 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 blah.
Welcome back, everybody. Damn, bro, see how easy it is for women to find the companionship of the opposite gender? That's why I don't respect any promiscuous or in the world. You see, it's anywhere, like, guys, that's kind of fishy. That's
But it's my last night in Paris, so we're super sad until he asks me to stay. And he gets me a flight back to the States in 3 days. So I have 3 extra days on my vacation. For the next 3 days, we're...
Guys, that's kind of fishy. That's kind of weird. How was she able to...
Good, we're sightseeing. We even plan a trip to Tahiti together. This man tells me he thinks he's falling for me. Wow. Anyway, I get back to the States.
And this is what I'm talking about, right? So... they go overseas, take advantage of men they think they can take advantage of, and they get played because the men are masters at what they do. See, they can take advantage of men over here because we have a whole system against us. But other countries, they have prostitution, and the men have a level playing field most of the time. Their percentage of men who don't get what they want is probably like 2 or 10%. Everybody can get what they want in these countries. But in America, it's about at least 50, 60, 70% of men who not getting what they want. And they have to settle. But these women are going overseas doing what they want to do. And then you got these little guard dogs and image dogs. Oh yeah, man, these women are so good and blah, 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 blah.
And I get a text message. I get the this is his fiance text message.
Oh shit.
And then a couple weeks later, I see the wedding on IG. From a girl, like, I knew the girl. I didn't know that was her man. I've been following this girl for years. She married Paris Bay. In the stories, I saw it.
Bro, so basically...
she got played, didn't like it. And this is what I'm talking about. Right? I said this before. The difference between a man who can't get women in America and the difference between a woman who gets men in America and go overseas is the difference is that you either fight or flight when you go overseas. And a lot of guys, that's the old school mentality. You put a man in an environment, he fight or flight. He would do something. He do things he might not think that he would ever do. He saying things out his mouth he would never do at all or might never say. And getting this confidence that he put in a situation where now he has the ability to date and have relations with women he never had access to in the so-called America. So he's a different beast. And when he come back over here, he's not impressed. But the women over there, women here, they go overseas, try to take advantage of men, and they find out that the men overseas are a lot more advanced than the men here. So they come over here to a level where they can manipulate and the laws are on their side. Because overseas, the laws ain't on their side.
She was just a... The girl was posting... There are three possibilities. a luxurious life. There are two possibilities because most of these girls are mad because
I go to Paris single on Valentine's Day to find a man. And I'm looking like this. So, of course I find a man. So I meet him on my last day in Paris and we have a great first date.
And she think that she's the best looking in Paris. And this is the entitlement that you have to deal with when it comes down to women. Other countries are laughing at men because we got these dating coaches over here. We got these fucking fake red pill females. We got these red pill dudes over here. We got all this bullshit over there. They don't have the dating coaches. They do got red pill. See, this is this thing that I always said before. The men that are going overseas, they get a new identity. If you lame in America, you lame over there. Nope, not really. Cause who you are, it changed. No, it doesn't. That's only for certain people.
If I meet a girl in the Western world, I'm sitting there having a date with her.
It always does. Dating diaries where I'm spilling all the tea from when I was single for the first time last year in Europe. After leaving my Swedish hottie and my UTI back in Sweden, it was time to return to Paris. Now, you remember my best friend, the one whose boyfriend is Swedish? The same Swedish boyfriend that brought my Swedish hottie to Cannes? Well, while she was living in Paris, she made a good amount of friends. One of them being a guy. Well, we started going out together, but just as friends. This until we hotboxed the bathroom and listened to the I Love Life Thank You album. Yeah, so that happened. Now, here's where the fun part comes in. Not sure if anyone remembers this TikTok that I made, but my dumbass didn't realize that the Paris friend that I hooked up with and my Swedish hottie had one thing in common. My best friend. With zero context, my best friend sends me a video of the Paris guy and my Swedish hottie together at a club. And what puts the cherry on top of all this is that the next morning while they were all at brunch together, my best friend drops the bomb and tells them that they're Eskimo brothers. So she not only drops the bomb on them, but she records their reaction. And then she sends it to me. I do have the video, but for privacy purposes, I'm just not going to show it. Sorry. But it went something kind of like this. So yeah, that's where the story ends with them. But start back in tomorrow if you want to hear about the guy who thought that giving a woman oral pleasure would lead to cancer. I asked him if he could reciprocate, and he said, oh, I don't do that because it gives you cancer. Welcome back to my European dating diaries where I'm spilling all the tea from when I was single for the first time last year in Europe. I went on 2 dates with this guy. One was at a bar, very casual. Then he asked me on a second date. He said we were going to dinner and prefaced it by saying that it was a little bit nicer. So this is what I wore. Poor girl did not know what she was getting herself into. I thought I was taking the metro, so he surprised me and picked me up in a town car. This guy had money. He worked for like an investment bank or something in London. He then takes me to this place called Les Georges. If you've never heard of this place, it is on top of Le Pompidou. Don't come for me if I mispronounce that. But basically, this is the view. So absolutely stunning. I already feel like I don't belong. Not to mention the portions of everything were super tiny. We were so hungry and we wanted to hang out more, so we went back to his place. That's when things go south. He lasted all about 2 minutes. And then being the generous person that I am, I gave. And when it was time to reciprocate, this man looks me in the eyes and says, I'm sorry, I don't do that because it gives you cancer. Like, what? I thought he was kidding, but he wasn't. We get into this huge argument, and I quickly realize that he's the equivalent of a San Francisco tech bro and a New York finance bro. Then he goes on to say that women expect too much, and that I should have been grateful that he spent so much money on me. And at that point, I left. But in true F-boy fashion, of course, he had to text me the next day at 1 a.m. asking if I was awake. Believe it or not, that wasn't the worst date that I had in Paris. This guy looks like a saint compared to this other guy. And I would tell you about this crazy guy tomorrow. Every time I would block him on one app, he would just add me on another app. Welcome back to my European dating diaries, and I'm spilling all the tea from when I was single for the first time last year in Europe. I posted about this story last year, so if you didn't watch it, here's the full story. So holy shit, this guy was such a breath of fresh with him. In fact, it gets better and may involve the Empire Hotel in New York. So I'll tell you all about that tomorrow. I wasted no time. I landed at JFK, got into my Uber, and went to go pick him up. Welcome back to my European dating diaries, and I'm spilling all the tea from when I was single for the first time last year in Europe. Back in Paris, I had to say goodbye to the La Roche-Posay guy because he left to go travel, while I stayed in Paris and continued dating. Okay, stay with me now. 2 months later, I said goodbye to Paris. I did some more traveling and ended up in New York. Within minutes of posting this photo with my location, I get an Instagram DM, and wouldn't you believe it, it was the La Roche-Posay guy. He was in fact in New York, and he asked if I wanted to hang out.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So they get to go around traveling doing sex tours themselves and nobody says anything. They get to leave the country because they think the whole entire country is bad. But these stupid motherfuckers don't say a goddamn thing about it. They don't tell these women to go from city to city in America, right? They don't tell them to go to city in America. They don't tell them that, oh, it's good men out there. They don't make the case that they do to men. This is why I said every fucking thing that these motherfuckers are saying would be gaslighting men. Everything these people say is gaslighting men. It's gaslighting us. They're telling us, oh yeah, man, you need to go from city to city. You need to step your game up. Why you not telling these women to step their game up? Since they can't find the men they want. Oh, in a country full of 300 million people, you can't find one? Why you ain't telling these women that? They get to tell their little stories, even though they have more power than men and they have more access to all these men, and they can't pick one, right?
Has been messaging me, asking me, like, can you send me documents? Can you help me get to America? Can you send me money? My family needs money. I'll show you receipts. So this is him asking me for money one time, and this is also just like talking about, this guy comes up to me at a restaurant and thinks I'm South African. But as soon as I start talking and he hears my accent, I can see the infatuation sparkle light up in his eyes.
So if you can read the screen, she says she can get me a visa. So basically she's saying that the guy thought she could get him a visa.
Light up in his eye. So he ends up taking me and my friend to dinner. He like goes to work but knows we're at a party and like gets off to walk us home from the parties at night to make sure nobody messes with us. And he's just like a super nice guy. So he's telling me about his life. He's never left Johannesburg. He's never been on a plane, never been to the airport. And I tell him me and my friend are going to Cape Town. He gets a friend, same circumstances as him, and they literally follow us to Cape Town. Their first travel experience ever was coming to Cape Town with us, and he had just met us.
Oh, but you said black men are the ones taking advantage of poor people. But to me, there's a woman in America who takes an advantage of African men who never traveled. I mean, the narrative ain't here, but what is this? How so? But there's no videos about this. Remember, Super Sly was supposed to make a video about women going overseas, but he never got around to it. It's funny how that happens. But he get to talk shit about Austin Holleman and go talk about traveling men. They always miss. This is why I said these niggas are working with women. I don't give a fuck what they say. They working with women. They are part of the same system that oppress men. They are part of the same shit. They work for these motherfuckers. Instead of them working for money, they work for pussy and acknowledgement from women.
A couple of days ago, these men be in love. He coordinated a lot of like our transportation from the airport. He got us like a tour to go see penguins. It was just super.
They really think that these guys really like them because they're putting all out and they're doing all this. They're taking advantage of men in other cultures because the men in these countries don't know the kind of shit that these women do and say and how entitled these women are. It's a part of their culture to be nice to females and do this and do that. They're more scammy than certain women.
Super nice.
The women that go overseas are meeting their match and they're getting played.
I mean, it was not like I'm spending a lot of money, but it was I'm using all the effort in my entire existence and all of my resources to make sure that you have a good time. I just want to respond.
That sounds like a good guy. But let's see if he was genuine.
To this comment really quick because I think it did come off.
Let's hear.
Are just trying to move to America, not at all. However, this particular guy in this video has been messaging me, asking me like, can you send me documents? Can you help me get to America? Can you send me money? My family needs money.
Let's hear that again. Hold on. Assume that they see men as they go through the same thing.
Money and bank accounts. So of course.
They think men around the world are some simps. And they think that they do things for free. Nah. All that stuff that he did for you, he wanted it back. He wanted you to give him a trip in America. But y'all never talk about this, that how many women get men over here in this country.
I will do what I can.
Win cards, some money. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Who looks like they need some Section 8 housing, some
Escape extreme.
Is marriage to a man who earns less than you worth it? No. Okay? Your quality of life is going to decrease. The status
for someone that's gonna let her cheat, that's gonna.
And you're going to co-create a life with them. You know, they're not as predictable. The majority of Parisian men, though, are not like that, and they haven't lived and worked abroad. So I found them to be very predictable, to have a very formulaic or traditional life. They
See, she hates tradition. She hates structure.
liked the tradition of every Sunday we have a family.
As you see, you have crow-looking women going overseas, trying to take advantage of men, and then when men show them something structured, they don't like it and they bounce to another country. And it's a lot of women like this. It's more women traveling overseas than it is men. And then they come back to their native country acting like they single. And they're crying. I'm single. And then they staying away. You know, there's a lot of women in dating apps right now that travel overseas and get penis. They get penis overseas, but they don't get no penis in America. And they consider that celibate. They take shortcuts and say certain dumb shit, and then they want to act like they want to present themselves as a good girl, like nobody never touched them.
Lunch.
It's basically.
I also couldn't see them getting comfortable living in America or even being able to.
And then I was convinced that this guy gave me chlamydia.
Oh, I traveled around Thailand for 2 years.
That weekend, I got to Sweden the day before my birthday, so him and I planned a little birthday celebration, but I fucked it up. I was still very much healing from my breakup, so this is how I spent my morning. And then this happened. And then this happened. Yeah, remember when I did it in the street and then had to rush home so that I could make my flight to Cannes? And then spent my time in Cannes with the UTI? Yeah, well, it didn't get better. It got worse, and then I was convinced that this guy gave me chlamydia. Also,
Oh shit.
I didn't think I was pregnant. I just have a horrible fear and anxiety about getting pregnant. So because of this, and honestly this, I didn't get to do this.
Oh my.
But y'all want to talk about men posting their stuff. They're out here outwardly doing this shit. But hey. Y'all want to sit there and say we should move in silence while they moving like this. Right? They get to tell everybody that girl strip is there. See, unlike passport men, we completely cut women off here. And every dude that go passport, whatever, they completely cut the women off here. We're not cheating. We're not doing that double dipping shit. We tell you straight away, we don't want you. Get away. We off dating apps. We're not in the dating circles. We're not sitting here trying to act out on dates. We're not playing mind games with nobody. We only date overseas. We can't go overseas for 2 years, 3 years. Hey, so be it. We gonna work our ass off. When we get overseas, we gonna have a blast. But these women are double dipping. They're going overseas, having sex, then coming over here acting and pretending like something else. No wonder these motherfuckers are so entitled. And no wonder they want so much money so they can take your money and go overseas and mess with the men over there to try to take advantage of them.
So whatever what they do, folks, welcome back. It's being exotic, so I want. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go. Same, man. That's what they be doing. So already had an idea.
East London. So I'm like, okay, this is fake. And he's like, well, we should totally like take an Uber home together or like grab a train. And I was like, yeah, for sure. So the end of the night rolls around and I'm like, I'm not gonna make this guy like leave.
Honestly, no one likes Thai dudes. I completely understand why Thai women don't want to date Thai guys. I don't really want to date Thai guys either.
Oh, so basically, and
they have more money, bigger bank. Like, they're great people, but I think as lovers, maybe not so much.
So basically, the intersection of feminists that was accusing Western men of going to developing countries like Thailand to get women are predators.
If you are a man...
Yep. So women of a country, I mean women here can go overseas and say go have sex with 30, 40 men in other countries because they, they're different looking and say they're not great lovers. But we're the predators.
Specifically a white...
Like,
Bro, you was
like,
bro, you was savage, yo. You was straight to the point.
to be honest, I have a girlfriend too.
That's so funny. That's what happened when the man knows that he has nothing to lose. You just tell them straight away, hey, listen, like, this is what I'm about. Like, if not, that right there, that was the key. So if you understand why Thai women don't want to date Thai guys, because you also don't want to date them, why are you shaming them for dating America? Are you shaming men for going there when you don't treat men well? See now? Oh, see? Good people still exist, it's just a lot harder. Same thing in the West. There are some good women in the West, but it's just a lot harder, and it's a headache. It's a headache. That's, as I always... Welcome back.
I have always been a big traveler, have always been a big solo traveler, but this big backpacking trip is something I've wanted to do since I was a teenager, and I always thought I would be doing it with a boyfriend or a husband.
And they love talking about boyfriend and husbands, but being whores overseas. But this is why I say about these niggas over here. This is why I don't like none of these people over here, man. That's why I can't trust them. They don't like anybody they think under them to have sexual partners. They gotta try to assign you to women, fat women, overweight women. And if you choose who you want to date, then that's blasphemy. That girl has something wrong with her. If a woman, they'll try to push up on your girl. If they see you got a better looking girl than they can ever have, they'll try to push up on you. Try to push up on her. And then you just let her family beat the shit out of them. And you don't have to touch them. Because I know plenty of dudes who got called lame and all this other stuff. And then these punk ass niggas came over there and tried to push up on the girlfriend or the wife. And then the brother stepped in, was like, what you doing? Boom, 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 beating him up. Like, you don't do this again. And he didn't touch him. Dude didn't touch him. Like, yo, she got a big family. I ain't had to touch you. They ain't like that disrespectful shit. And if you try that gun shit, they gonna take you out of here.
I have spent a lot of my life waiting to do things, like saving.
How is she gonna find a husband like these guys? So in this video, basically we're gonna see why.
To get very used to, because I actually know a lot of Japanese people who are like this. But that thing is that he never mentioned me once to his family. I never met his family, nor did I know anything about his family. Now, I know this is kind of the case in other countries, but please hear me out. In Japan, it is very common for a significant other to never meet the parents for a very long time.
I think I know why. See, the guy was vetting her. Because also, like, he's gonna have his family judge him, and also the girls in Japan judge him, So you wanna make sure that you get a girl that's decent, that can compete against his Japanese woman. Like, to convince his parent that he got a better deal than a Japanese woman. Because he gotta find a reason for why he went with a girl from America, from a different country, when there are so many good women in his own country. So it would make sense for the guy to date a woman from a different country when he has high quality women in his own country. So she has to compete against those women. That's why the guy wasn't trying to present her to his family.
It could take even years. It wasn't a relationship where we just met. It was a relationship where I've known him for like 3 years before we started dating. And he never even tried to initiate me meeting his parents either.
3 years, bro? yeah, the guy wasn't into her, or the guy was rating her and then he was like, I don't think she steps up to the standard or something like that, according to his Japanese standards. I'm not saying that this girl is a bad girl or like she's not attractive or something, but according to his standard, to what he's used to. Because American women, I mean, in general, the obesity rate in America, anyway, let's keep going.
So that was really hard for me to get over. Now I really believe that meeting the parents takes your relationship up to the next level, in my opinion. But this was just a cultural difference. Not all Japanese people are like this. This is just my experiences.
This time,
Okay, so now we have this guy over here. He's a guy from Korea. He's Asian. So he's gonna call his friends that lives in Korea, that speaks Korean, but the subtitles, the translation are on the screen. You guys can follow along. He's gonna ask her if he can date and marry an American woman or a foreigner. Let's listen, let's hear.
I asked Korean guys what they think about dating foreigners on Good Night app. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
외국 사람들이랑 데이트하는 거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요?
언어의 문제만 없으면 좋을 것 같아요. 오히려 좀 재밌을 것 같은 생각이. 다른 문화를 가지고 있는 사람들이 만나는 거니까 새로운 경험을 많이 할 수 있을 것 같아요.
혹시 그러면은 결혼도 할 수 있다고 생각하세요?
결혼은 조금 연애보다는 좀 어려울 수 있지 않을까. 결혼은 아무래도 가족과 가족이 만나는 거다 보니까 어려움이 많을 것 같아요.
네, 알겠습니다.
Yeah, so basically he said that he can date them, but when it comes to marriage, which means taking things serious, bringing them to their parents, it can be a little bit difficult, because families are involved, and then there are some cultures involved also. Pretty much what happened, I mean, that's just my assessment, what happened with the girl, the guy probably was like, I'm gonna date her because
it's illegal to do that. Adultery is illegal. And if you follow through with it, you either have to pay the fine or you go to jail.
I like that. Why don't we have that here?
So basically, if they want to marry a Japanese guy, take things serious, they're going to have to, to be held to those standards. But at the same time, too, these women, they don't have no discipline. They are lazy. So for them, they don't have the strength to work things out when things go wrong. They give up too fast, or they don't have the strength to resist to temptation. So basically, most of them, as we all know, American women,
$1,000 each.
on Tinder, like, let's hear that.
Divorce rate went up during lockdowns, right? In Japan, it went down. Japan is the nation of accountability. In Japan, if you catch your wife cheating or catch your husband cheating, you can sue both of them for $10,000 each. And it's illegal to do that. Adultery is illegal. And if you follow through with it, you either have to pay the fine or you go to jail.
I like that. Why don't we?
And this femcel chick, why don't we have that over there? Because you would have got blasted all over Japan if we was in Japan by leaving your husband for your husband now who was in the military because you wanted to do hypergamy. Yeah, I heard. There's a lot of stories of women leaving their husbands going with a richer guy, and they put them right on Blast Street. So why don't we have that over there? Well, it wouldn't benefit you.
Welcome back, everybody.
How I knew about the fetishes is that this man, while talking, was just staring at my feet. And I was looking down like, bro, what are you looking at? And he was just like, oh, you have such pretty feet. I'm going to tell you all of the things that I like to do and da-da-da-da-da. Halfway through, I talk. Like, obviously, I like to talk. He was like, oh, you're so quiet. And I'm just thinking, you are telling me your fetish is like all your life history, everything you like to, you're not even giving me a chance to talk. Like,
Pause. This is the thing, right? Like, most of these American women.
And this is what I told you about dating American women, right? They don't want you to talk. They want to be able to talk and talk. This is why I said in my old videos, and you can, y'all, in long time listeners, that American women are too caught up in their own fucking self thing. This is why I say you talking about social skills. I'm not gonna let somebody talk for 15 hours and I didn't get no word in, it's two people in a conversation, not just one. And I'm not supposed to hear one side. We supposed to hear both sides. But a lot of these women, that's why they flail overseas.
Because of the culture, the social media and everything, whatever they're portraying to the world, that's what most people overseas are seeing them as. Because like people that live in different countries, they only see America through the social networks.
History lesson about men. He's just like, this is what men need. This is what men like. They, need to be able to say what they want and get what they need sexual-wise out of a relationship.
It's called being straightforward. The man has no time for game. He went straight to the point. He told you what he wanted. So what do you expect? What do you want? Do you want him to play games with you so he can go and complain later on? No, the man was straightforward.
And that's the whole point. What these motherfuckers do. They like being lied to and then complain about it and make the guy turn into a bad guy. And then they try to blanket it over everybody else. They bring their bullshit overseas, but nobody want to talk about this, don't they? They don't want to talk about this kind of shit, right?
What you guys want, right?
And X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and I'm just like, okay, like who asked you? I didn't ask you this.
No, he's trying to save his time. He doesn't have time to wait.
Mess with her and her, like, just trash. But I went on this date. We went to go get something to eat. I'm looking because people.
Welcome back, everybody. Please don't forget to like this video, to share, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. So here we're gonna break down these women, American women, experience dating in Dubai. Let's go.
So she in Dubai. And she thought that men was gonna be. She thought she was gonna get this ghetto ass game bullshit in Dubai.
Hey y'all, we gonna talk about Tinder, Bumble is what I.
Women need to know about.
If that was a more smart, the guy is smart, the guy was like, okay, if you want a player that's gonna lie, that pretend that he likes you, that he want a relationship with you, go ahead, but I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm just gonna lay it out like this for you. This is what I want. If you're not about this, I'll move on. See, people are straightforward. That's not like in America where you have simps. I mean, I'm not saying every man is a simp in America, but she's used to simps in America playing the game, and then she's taking advantage of that.
5 things women need to know about.
Yeah, so I post this video to show about the dating culture in Dubai, to teach that woman, like that girl that we just reviewed. These women out here, she's going to teach her how to what to expect when dating in Dubai. Or all the women from the West that are trying to, go to Dubai and play the same game. So this is what they should expect.
Dating in Dubai. A lot of men out there are not willing to put any kind of effort into dating you.
Sounds familiar. That's why
They go overseas and then they get the guys, the red pill guys that they want to sit there and talk shit about. Guess what? And the bullshit niggas. Guess what? There's no game overseas, nigga. That's the whole point. These guys are ahead of you. That's why I said the game dudes are the biggest simps in the world. Other men in other cultures who have no money, they don't have, they short, they got small penises, they still got pride about themselves when they deal with women. They treat them like, oh, who you talking to? I don't care how you look. Get out my face. Get out my face.
The guy did to that lady that we just reviewed. The guy was just about his business.
They just want to hook up without even inviting you out for coffee or dinner or anything. If this is what you're looking for,
well, at least the guy invited her for dinner, so we give him a pass for that.
or that's completely fine. But don't expect anything serious from a man who never put any kind of effort from the first place. A lot of men out there are willing to lie, manipulate your feelings and emotions just to get whatever they want to get out of you.
See. That's what these women want. They don't want it. Because, the guy told the other girl at the end of the video, he told her that you rejected him. Yeah.
Don't ever lend a man any money.
Yeah, the Tinder swindler.
From a different culture, but you do not need to change who you are or your beliefs or your ideas just to fit into their own
image or their own culture. If someone loves you, they will love you for who you are. I know a lot of us want to be in a relationship, but remember, never settle for less.
Oh shit. Welcome back everybody. Guys, please don't forget to like this video, to share this video, to comment below, and to subscribe to the channel.
Average looking woman who's
Ages of all of those women. But yeah.
You say that as if that's easy. Let me
And there's hundreds and not thousands of videos on TikTok of women complaining even when they're going overseas. But you want to sit here and tell men that they're complaining they need to step their game up? These are women who have more money and they still getting chewed through the ropes. They still getting chewed through still getting destroyed. But hey, it's the men and not the women, right? That's what y'all trying to put on us. No, these women have power, and when they go overseas, they show they don't got no real power. They just a game. This is a game, and they're just a player in somebody's game.
explain something to you. There's
That's in those cultures, the dynamic.
I was supposed to be going on a date tonight, but it would appear that I've been stood up. And then just why?
No, I had to come back and say goodbye to this beautiful building. I'm obsessed.
This is why we don't do cheap dates, ladies.
And this is what goes outside the country. You got overweight women who don't understand they overweight. And then when foreign dudes are very hot. Foreign dudes in general are very strict when it comes to their standards. They're not dating somebody like this. You ain't a hot commodity over there. You ain't even a hot commodity over here. Or maybe in the black community. Like the weak dudes. But
Let me take you somewhere you can take us.
So we're waiting for our bus. I actually get on that one, but I feel like there's a lot of people yet to be going on. And I don't know where you're at. And I'm on the bus. So good. Oh my god.
All those societies, they don't play that game. Over there, the competition is way higher. So they're gonna.
exactly. The men got better looking women. You ain't gonna come in the country and think that the world the country gonna shut down for you, and you can't even compete with looks.
men still act like small children, and I just don't see
They're not acting like small children. That's BS here.
the benefit.
Injection. So overseas. Now, once those implemented, good.
So there's many videos right now. Here we go.
What's up, fam? Say they can only do.
They trying to find sugar mamas. Oh, here we go.
So basically, this girl, she went to London, and she said that the London boys are 0 out of 10. They are broke and they have yellow teeth. Damn. So basically, these women, they can't really do well overseas. They're not really. That's immense off.
But it's nasty as hell here, y'all. Like, that's a place to be told to. To get veneers, okay? And I'm at the airport right now, waiting on the flight to go home. Y'all always sound like the experience be so good. I'm not saying that y'all teeth don't look good, because they definitely do. But it's nasty as hell here, y'all. Like, that's a place to be told to. So, no, I did not get my veneers. No, I would never go to the DR again. And I think people should know, like.
And this is what black women do. But they're not making any videos about it. Black women will go to a country and disrespect their culture. And they would disrespect monuments. In 2020, I think in 2020 or 2021, there was a black girl that was dancing, shaking her ass in front of the Jesus statue in Brazil. And people were telling her to get the fuck out. And if they catch her, it was gonna hurt her. And she went back over to America because they was gonna get her. So y'all want to act like Austin Holleman was the only one. Austin Holleman was just y'all target for the minute, and he should have never made himself the target.
Where you going? They couldn't.
Men, we are actually able to go over there and blend in with the culture and adapt to the system over there. But these women, they're not gonna be like, they're not really adaptive when they go to those places. So they can't really do like we.
Thing I do not like about Dominican Republic. So y'all use this. Just the temperature, hot, cold, whatever. Regular day, regular shower. Period. Nothing happens. No. No. And the Dominican Republic, se va la luz, ya te jodiste. You taking a shower, se va la luz, te jodiste. You have to go outside and get one of these. Get the freaking coldest water. And you have to take...
Boy, they're so overseas. We actually go.
I'm in a different fucking tax bracket. I'm not tolerating certain shit, okay? I'm in a different...
I don't know much about South Asian culture, but what I do know is that divorce is seen as more of a taboo.
Yes, divorce is a taboo in those cultures. That's why I'm telling you guys that American men are your best options. Because American men are more passive, they're more liberal, they give you more freedom, more space.
Yep. Because other countries and other cultures of men, they do some other things called divorce. And there ain't no divorce. Like, just like in, I think in Colombia, pretty much there's no divorce like that. The divorce are low because people just walk away. They don't put the paperwork in. They just say, I'm out. I don't like you no more. Okay, I'm going. I'm going to a new person. Oh, I'm going to a new person too. Fuck it. That's why divorce ain't it. And if they want to come back together, sometimes they do come back together. They don't believe in divorce. A lot of countries don't believe in divorce. You get with somebody, you got to work it out.
And it can even be seen as a dishonor to one's family. Yeah. Even with those stigmas, 29-year-old photographer Sania Khan still moved forward with her divorce after the divorce. And not only that, she was being judged for what she was wearing, opening up about mental health in her community.
Yeah, because those things don't exist in those cultures. So you guys have it really well in America. You guys have it really well. You are spoiled in America, but you take your men for granted. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, these girls, they cannot go overseas. Overseas, they're not going to find what they're looking for. Like, the best options is in the USA. Overseas, people don't play that game that they play. People don't buy that shit. Like, it's very conservative, and these women are not built for this. You know.
And the high standards that are set for women while they're expected to stay silent.
Yep. It's a controlling society over there. Like, I mean, controlling in your standards. Like, for you, American women, those cultures are very controlling. You're not gonna be able to last. You know, with your mindset, you're gonna bail out.
He also mentioned the immense pressure she felt, the lack of support she received, and the feeling of failure.
Yeah, because in those cultures, you are supposed to support the men, not the other way around. The woman has a role, the man has his roles, you know, and you have to serve your husband in those cultures. Those are not Western cultures over there. Things are different, you know.
Allegedly, some of her family members even threatened this to prevent her from leaving her marriage. Her ex-husband, 36-year-old Raheel Ahmad, was allegedly controlling and basically monitored her every move.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how it is over there. You can't cheat. You know, like, over there, people don't cheat. Like, if you cheat, it's not acceptable. They don't give you room for cheating. Like, you have to be a wife. Like, they are controlling. I mean, for you, it's controlling, but they're just protecting you from your own devices, like protecting you from self-destruction. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, American men give you guys too much space, too much freedom, but you guys take them for granted. Overseas, you're not gonna find men like American men. You know, like the high-value men overseas, they don't play that game. They don't play that game. The high-value men overseas, you know, like, they're gonna be controlling. They're gonna be very.
As American men go overseas for women.
Stupid checklist. Your economical power. Alright guys, for this video I'm going to need your attention span to be on point. Alright guys, tonight we're gonna...
Okay, so that's part of the Austin Hollemen stuff right there. The last video is going to dig deep into the women who did it. So that was just that was kind of like a show I'm showing you that how hypocritical these motherfuckers really are. They're hypocrites. And while they're going after Austin Holleman, somebody needs to go after all of them and give them questions and start doing interviews with the guys over there and say, oh, how it is. We need to come, you guys need to go and make a network of men so we can start exposing these bras. And guess what? They can't do nothing because those men they can't do nothing over there. That's the reason why when women go missing over those countries, 9 times out of 10 they don't find a dude. Because the countries protect those guys.